you're going to play.
Yeah.
Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
This game is coming up. You're the right back.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of England go, well, we've never had a black man in the team. How's he going to do? Was that the reaction to your call-up?
There was a lot of hype, but I'd been in squads before that, remember? So being in the squad wasn't a big thing. So the build-up, we had my parents on, so people knew that there's a chance he might play tonight. We went to Carlisle, of all places, right up north, near Scotland, on the borders of Scotland. And I remember I was sub this day, and I remember Brian Clough saying to me, warm up.
That's your coach?
That's the manager, as we call them managers. And he said, warm up, Anderson, warm up, young Anderson, warm up, because I was only 17, 18, something like that. Warm up. And within 5 minutes, I'm sat back down on the bench. And he said, I thought I told you to warm up. He said, I have been, but they're throwing bananas, apples, and everything at me, boss. He said, get back out there and warm up and get me a banana and an orange.
I'd bring one back here.
One back to me. So that taught me a lesson. So he pulls me after the game and says, listen, if you're going to let people in a stadium influence what you're going to do on a football field, that means by warming up or doing whatever, you ain't going to be good for me. So I remember from that day on, when I was 17, whatever happens in the stadium doesn't affect me. My concentration is about playing football and making sure I'm in the next team and the team after that and making a career. So from an early age, Brian Clough was a great influence on me, because if I didn't have that influence in the first place, who knows what would have happened.
Andrew, you are probably one of the most controversial cricketers that have ever played on the world stage. You battled with alcohol? Yeah. You got suspended?
Yeah, I got suspended. We had a big night out it was one of the boys' birthdays, and I got drunk and I was still intoxicated the next morning, and I got suspended. And then on that tour, I went and watched the State of Origin, which is a very popular rugby league game in Australia, and a number of us went to the pub to watch it, and I had a few beers there, and the authorities found out, and I was sent home.
And that was before the World Cup, the T20 World Cup?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was probably, I don't know, probably a week before that started. And I was sent home, and yeah, that was the end of me. I'd had a number of chances, and that was the last one.
A lot of people on Twitter asking me to ask you, what happened to the dreads? The dreadlocks were your key feature in your playing days. Yeah,
I was fortunate enough to do a fundraising thing for leukemia kids in Australia, and the Royal Flying Doctors, who supply first aid and medical treatment to the people in rural Australia. So we raised quite a sum of money for those two organisations.
So the dreadlocks went to charity?
They went off for charity.
All right. There's an interesting thing, and I think the former coach of Nigeria, Christian Chukwu, I was reading an article where he has come with advice for the technical team, of Nigeria. He says that he thinks if you and your technical team make sure your players don't sleep with any women in Brazil, you will go far. I was like, wow, that's really the tactic for success?
Well, I mean, it's his own opinion, his own advice to the team, which is Christian Chukwu is like a Kaiser to us in Nigeria. They can be with their wife. I mean, they play professionally and they're with their wife. So there's no difference in going to World Cup and be with their wife. They are professionals. They know what is at stake. There's no big deal about that.
All right, so there you have it. Nigerian players will be allowed to do what they want to do.
I didn't say they'll be allowed to do what they want to do.
That's what I said.
I did not say that.
What did you say?
What I just said is that, hey, they have their wife. I didn't say that.
Confused.
No, you're not confused. Hey, they're married to their wife.
Yes.
They stay home with their wife.
Yes.
Before and after the game. So what difference does it make if they go to the World Cup with their wife, stay somewhere and watch the game?
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't want to go far because, hey, what happens behind closed doors needs to stay there.